Ring of Elysium dropped some teasers around Season 4 Adventure Pass, Conqueror's Blade kicks off its open beta event, MapleStory gears up to a massive Pathfinder update, and oh man, it might be just a little late for APB Reloaded to join in the Battle Royale train. What's good everyone, James Blonde here with your weekly recap for gaming news and announcements of the week of June 7th, 2019. And I am back from my father-son trip with Jace to see family. We both had a blast for sure. Thank you guys so much for the kind words on my last video announcement. With that being said, starting out the news this week, Grapeshot Games has announced the second mega update for Atlas this past week, and it's called Into the Ice. Atlas is sort of known as the pirate world version of Ark Survival Evolved, especially since it was built on a similar platform and from part of the same development studio, just as a refresher. But in this second mega update, a new polar ice dungeon has arrived, and within it is the deadly abominable snowman boss. There are also 2 new mission quest lines, 5 equatorial islands, and discoverable areas. You'll of course need new weapons, and that's where the spear gun and the crossbow come into play, alongside the fishing net. Players can look forward to new tameable creatures, the water carrier Ulfund, and the giant armored personnel carrier Tortuga. This update arrives with a host of bug fixes, some new quality of life features, ship structures, and so much more. The game had a rough start, but so did Ark, so hopefully these mega updates help push the game where it needs to be. Next up, Project Genesis, a mashup of the FPS and space combat genres, arrived on Steam this past week. The new cinematic trailer is also live on their Steam store page, which grants a glimpse into the future of the game. To mark the occasion, Project Genesis will be releasing their inaugural development stream directly into the Steam store page as well. This session aired on June 2nd and featured live Q&A sessions from the developers themselves. The stream will be the first in a series, so there will be plenty more in the future for you to catch. The goal of these broadcasts is greater transparency in the game's development by using Steam and its users to create a community-driven development model. For more insight on the game, check out Jason's write-up on their recent press preview event over at MMOHuts.com. And while you're there, Magic the Gathering fans should also check out the MMOHuts article on the most frustrating cards in Magic the Gathering arena. You might just learn a little about what you can look forward to when you reach the mythic level of the ranked ladder. Also this past week, Wargaming has released the latest update to World of Warships 0.4.8, and with it comes the almighty Soviet battleships. I'm gonna butcher the heck out of this, but the new Kreml, Sovetski, Soyuz, Gengut, and Knyaz Suvorov joined the battleships that became available in early access last month and will be mighty armored warships with powerful weapons. They are best used in close to medium range and are designed for more aggressive playstyles. These ships are leaders on the battlefield and will let their captains penetrate enemy lines and dole out huge amounts of damage. As part of the continuing victory event, alongside these new battleships comes a special new Soviet hero commander, Nikolai Kuznetsov, leader of the Soviet Navy during World War II and the third commander with unique abilities in the game after Hazley and Yamamoto. He is unlocked via a temporary resource, provision tokens. These tokens can also be exchanged for the popular Tier 5 premium ship Murmansk, or new in the service of the Motherland containers. Besides regular rewards, containers will also contain elements of the new Soviet collection, which pays homage to Soviet naval architects and their legacy as shipbuilders. There's also the new Greece map for Tier 9 and 10 battles. Catch all the details from the update from the developer blog video linked in the description below. Up next, My Games and Booming Games have begun the open beta event for Conqueror's Blade. In this new open world title, players will control a warlord from 10 classes and head out into the world to shape it in their image. They will have to raise a powerful army, outmaneuver their foes, and climb the leaderboards through hard-fought combats if they hope to leave a lasting legacy. You'll be able to take part in massive 15 versus 15 siege battles and give orders to troops in real time, as well as participate in a completely player-driven ecosystem. If you want to get in on all the action, you can sign up over the game's official website and be on the lookout for more coverage from MMOHuts as well. In other news, Ring of Elysium has officially announced their Season 4 Adventure Pass, which will be presented at E3 next week in conjunction with Alienware. The upcoming Season Pass will add 3 chapters that feature new characters, vehicles, terrains, and more. The first chapter released on June 5th and gives players 2 new seasonal characters, Max and Big Joe. Max is a mechanically obsessed scavenger, And Big Joe was once a robot gladiator, and with a little help from Max, he's returned to the field of battle. A third character will arrive alongside a drone in Chapter 2. Chapter 3 will have advanced modified vehicles. DirectX 12 is also being implemented into these updates, which will improve graphic quality and frame rates for players across the board whose cards support DX12. There's also a new marking system that lets players drop markers as a way to interact, and additional ping functions for weapons, equipment attachments, and more. Sounds like they got a little hint of the ping system from Apex Legends and want to try it on for size. On a slightly similar note, next week is looking to be a big week for APB Reloaded, with the beta for APB RIOT going live as the largest content update since Little Orbit acquired the game. Unfortunately, this update was supposed to release this week, but was pushed back for unspecified reasons. The APB RIOT mode is, of course, a team-based battle royale mode and has been in the works for nearly a year, and they are excited to get this team-based mode live. In APB RIOT mode, players will need to be wary, since the map will collapse down over the course of the match, just like some battle royales. This is a beta though, and they will be collecting as much data as possible on the mode. Through it, players can rank up and earn rewards and new weapon skins. There will also be a RIOT Pass and an updated reward structure system introduced in the formal launch of Season 1. It's a pretty battle royale saturated market, so we'll have to hope this mode works out for them. An epic confrontation with the Fire Jin Quadim will take place in the next raid for Guild Wars 2, the Key of Ahdashim, which arrives on Tuesday, June 11th. This takes place following the Mythrite Gambit raid, which had players entering the Mystic Forge to help Zomoros defeat his Jin rival. Quadim has invaded the Jin home of Ahdashim with a goal of acquiring his mythical power and lording over the other Jin. Success means he will become a black hole of magical corruption, will infect every other Jin alive, and even the natural world itself. Guild Wars 2 will also add a new open world reward program where players can earn Mystic Forge Scrit by recovering special condensed Liline Essence items from the world bosses around TERA. Players can also earn shiny and ultra shiny weapon skins to take on Quadim in style. This activity is only available until June 25th, after which the Liline Essences can be purchased from the exchange operative in Lion's Arch. Next up, once again, MMOHEADS.com is hosting a Smite giveaway. They've teamed up with Hi-Rez Studios to give away some really epic Smite skins, as well as 2 Neo Olympia Battle Passes. There's a couple of days left to enter depending on when you see this video, that is, and a total of 7 ways to gain extra chances to win, so make sure you take a look down in the description below for your chance to win some really cool free stuff. Moving on, KOG Games is proud to announce that KurtzPel has officially launched into Steam's Early Access program in Europe and Asia. Since the North American and South American launches, the KurtzPel team has dropped several major updates, with more to follow. The recent global launch offers quite a few updates. Changes to the character stat redistribution system using CP occurred, and a major change to supply boxes hit. When players gather AP, Mastery, respective to these box types, players can purchase the supply boxes with CP, which is in-game currency. The advanced supply box rates were also adjusted, and each weapon advanced supply box will have 4 new weapons. Might want to check out all these details if you plan on playing the game. Speaking of updates, MapleStory has a huge new update lined up for June 26th, 2019, Pathfinder, which takes place post-Black Mage storyline. With it, players will be able to create the Explorer BOWMAN class, Pathfinder, and that's just the start. Pathfinder pre-creation begins on June 12th and will let players pick their gender, hair color, and more before the launch on June 26th. From June 12th until July 23rd, there is also the TERA Burning project, where 1 new player per account will gain the ability to gain 3 levels each time they level up. Now through June 10th, players can take on the Return to Adventure event to earn the Adventure Microsite gift box. This can be done by clicking the Get Gifts Now button on the page. Additional gift boxes can be received on June 12th with tons of new and exclusive prizes in them. Starting on June 12th, players can also participate in events like Adventure Bingo, Maple Runner, Reverse Battle, and many more. Through these events, you can work on your Adventurer tier and collect Adventurer coins to purchase new items in the Adventure Coin shop. There will also be big changes to gameplay systems to help players at entry level in the game, including a refining tutorial and job advancement quest, improving rewards for low-level theme dungeons, and lowering quest requirements for 5th job advancements, to name a few. In other MMO news, MMO's Jason conducted an interview with Astellia Online's development team concerning changes to the Korean version of the game and how they'll correlate to the version we'll end up receiving here in the West. Most of the changes are in regards to how monetization will affect the in-game experience, so you might want to check that out if you're into playing the game. Finally, in a bit of Hearthstone news, Hearthstone's Dalaran Heist Chapter 5 is now live. The magical city of Dalaran is still on high alert, and the Kirin Tor have packed their citadel with defenders ready to stop your heist no matter what. Our two operatives are the Warlock Takan and George the Fallen. The Titan-forged Tol'vir Warlock is set on delivering Dalaran into Revamps' hands, and George the Fallen was once a Silverhand recruit. Now he finds himself in the employ of the League of Evil, ready to take revenge on anyone who had a hand in the demise of his brother-in-arms. Anyway guys, that's about it for all the major news and announcements for this week. For more information on the news topics, check the links in the description below. Feel free to discuss the news or even more news in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. But until next time guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.